What is up, ninjas? My name is Semworld, and I've been working on a selected style sound bank, and I have yet to put it to the test. So today we are going to be making a selected style drop, and I'm going to be explaining everything you need to know to make your first selected style drop. I'm by no means an expert in this field. I'm just a sound designer, but I'm going to try my best to teach you guys so that you guys can make your first selected style drop. And the one we're going to be making in this video sounds like this. Now, I call this a selected style drop because I feel like this is what the YouTube channel is known for. Now, in order to make these style of drops, let's get these things out of the way. Now, the first thing I have to say in order to make this genre is that you have to be relaxed. This music is not about getting fucked up or going out and partying. This music is about chilling, enjoying time with your girlfriend, driving a Beetle along the beach. The second thing, guys, is that this music is very rhythm dependent. If you don't have a good rhythm, if you don't have a swingy rhythm, it's not gonna sound the way you want it to. The third thing you will eventually find out is that this genre is very chord dependent, and while it might not be chords like in progressive trance, playing, the bass is gonna make up the bottom note, and then the top note will be played by this sort of wood block, hippie ass block, type of marimba hit. And finally, guys, the last two things you're gonna need are good house drums and good vocals. All right, now the problem here is that if you have a private vocalist, good for you, and if you don't and you get stuck with the sample pack vocals, all the good ones have been used up. For this tutorial, we aren't gonna focus on the vocals. We're gonna focus more on the composition of how to create it, guys, and pretty much that's gonna be it. As always, if you want to support the YouTube channel, head over to evilsounds.com. That's where all my sound design work is. That's where the selected sound bank will be posted up in maybe a week or two. And let's get straight into this tutorial. Alright, guys, so welcome inside of Ableton, where we're going to get straight to work on this. I've laid down a drum beat pattern, which is just a basic kick, clap, and half. Obviously, we have the white noise and the tension building, string sounding super saw, detuned to hell, which is going to be right here. So that's just a saw getting reverb to hell, and silent, and then detuned to hell. So that's and that's going to create a lot of. It also helps fill out the mix a bit. So now here I have a couple of presets, guys. I'm going to have the standard pluck. We're going to have a marimba. And then we're going to have a nasty bass to go underneath all this. All right, so the first thing we're going to work on is going to be the chord progression, guys. We're going to start with the bottom note only so that we can maybe get a little fancy here and there, and then we can kind of build it towards more of a chord. Now we're going to be in the key of F minor, and when you start the chord progression, you have to ask yourself where you want to start. You can start on the 1, which in this instance would be the F chord. You can start on the 6, which would be the C sharp, or you can start on the 4. Those are very popular spots to start. They each have their pros and cons for sure. D sharp is really good, or sorry, C sharp in this instance, the 4. Or the 6, sorry, is really good if you're going to be starting the melody on the root key. So that would be starting the melody on F. It's going to harmonize it a lot better than just starting off with an F. Okay, so as you're going to see, I'll show you an example when we get more to it. So here I'm going to choose to go with that C. So that way we can kind of build towards the F or go down towards the F. And I'm going to go with the beat like dun, 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 dun. Okay, so here we go. We're going to move the chord progression on this here, and then we're going to keep going. And then double hit maybe here. And then here maybe I want to go to the G sharp. And then here, maybe, let's see, F sounds a bit too, safe for some reason. Let's do D sharp. And then we're going to loop that, okay? So we're not going to be really picky here. I just want to teach you guys the execution of how to do all this, okay? Now from here, this is where it gets fun because now we get to build this out. However, I am going to add a couple of changes here to make it a little bit more complex. First off, you can see we're hitting that C sharp and C sharp. Maybe we can switch that up to maybe an F here or a G sharp. Or maybe go to something here to kind of work our way. That could work. And then here we can switch that up to maybe like a different note. Now, usually you're probably going like, oh, you're just going to that note, or is there like a reason behind why you're going to that note? Well, usually from experience, I know usually this sounds good. Here, if we're in F, I could go to the G sharp, mainly because if you think about it, the G sharp has this chord. This is the F minor chord, sorry. And pretty much the G and the C are there. So I can technically go to them and it will sound good. This is called lead voicing. And then dun, dun. Here, let's go maybe back to F. Dun, dun. Let's try something else. Maybe C. And then here, maybe we can end that. All right, making it more dun, 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 dun. And then here, let's set it up for a loop, or maybe D sharp here. And then there we go. Maybe that will work. We'll see if it works. Right now, I don't know. Usually, you don't know until you build that chord progression out. So now let's do the chord progression, guys. So I'm going to move this up an octave. So we can do that there. So we're going to keep it to 2 notes first, and then from there we'll build it to 3 notes. So starting a chord progression, guys, hopefully you guys already know this. I'll do it really fast, though. You're going to count the notes in your scale, and you're going to go up by 2, and you go up by 2, and that's how you build a chord. Very easy trick, right? So D sharp is the next note, that's 1, and then F is the next note, that's 2. That's going to be 1 progression there. And then here we're going to do the same 1, 2. And then we're going to go to that G sharp there and go. And then we're going to hit those notes here, as you already know, the G. So that's going to be the C. Go up. And then here is the D sharp. And then F, A sharp again, or A sharp would be the C sharp. We're going to move that up here. There we go. And then let's finish this off properly. D is going to be that G again. Okay, cool. So once we have those, you might like it. You might be like, okay, cool. I'm vibing with this, which some artists do leave it like that. And then they go on to make a melody on top. However, you can add more to it if you want. You can add that third note of the chord. Now, the problem here, that when you add the third note, a lot of times, a lot of people you'll see have this really close. Problem with this is if we add that third note, which is going to be here, that G sharp, it starts to be too much. It starts to be too close together. It sounds too like a palate turd coming out. You kind of get that. So what we have to do is we have to open voice it strategically. So what I can do, for instance, is have this F an octave up like we had it, and then have the 5th just stay here. So that kind of works there. And that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we're just going to put this back up how we had it, and now we're just going to get the 5th. So 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. All right, now what I'm going to do is layer that marimba, but that marimba, you can have it play the whole progression at a very high octave. So what we're going to do right now is just EQ, because we know what we want from the marimba. We only want the high end of it. We don't want the body. And you can see how much it adds. It's a marimba, but it adds a lot. I'm also going to place it in the stereo field because we have that chord pluck, a tropical pop badass pluck there. So this would be make a lot more sense on the. Okay, cool. And then from there, we're just going to make the bass, which is already here. So we're going to put that bad boy there. Get rid of all those notes. And just go from there. So as you can see, we're just building to something here. Each sound is covering a specific aspect of the sound. This bad bass or bass is going to pretty much cover the low end here, not the mid low. Like so. And then we got it. We're going to apply an LFO on it too, just to take the split off. Okay, so it sounds cool. If we had a vocal on top, it would sound a lot more full. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add reverb to these guys here, which we already have. So I do have that Valhalla. I guess I added it and I left it up. It's all good. And we're just going to have it like so. The Valhalla, I like to use the hall reverbs for it and just lower the decay time because sometimes the decay times are very high and it lingers too much. Okay, cool. Now from here, let's take it up a notch, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a reverb that's just gonna go up. And sorry if I mumble, guys, a little. I'm really tired right now. This tutorial has been taking too long to make. All right, so what we're gonna do here is just automate like kind of like these upward vibe reverbs. Just gonna to kind of give it like it's breathing in a way, make the track sound alive. All right, there we go. We're going to add that there. It's not the greatest, I know, but we're just going to have it like that. You know, usually you want to fine tune these kind of things, but I kind of don't want to just ponder too much on that. All right, so from here, what we're going to do now is work on the top melody of this because the melody could be better. We don't have a vocalist to go on top. Majority of the time, if you have a vocalist, that helps so much because you can start to add the vocals on top. You can start to add vocal chops, ad-lib runs, you know, all that cool stuff to add atmosphere to it. However, we don't have that, so a top line is going to divert the attention away from the emptiness of the listener. So what we're going to do here, guys, is create a melody, and I'm going to focus on the marimba first. From there, we can decide if we want to add it to the pluck on top, okay? So the marimba's right here. And let's kind of EQ this back in just so we can hear it. Now, when creating a melody, guys, here, the simplest thing is the top one. You're kind of switching it around like kind of like a big room super soft breakdown. But what we're going to do here is pretty simple. As you know, we started on that C sharp. So that F note sounds good. If I play the C sharp here, it doesn't harmonize that well. You know, if I were to move this to, let's say, the F here, that does not sound good. However, if I start here, that sounds better because the F harmonizes that G sharp a lot better than if we were to, you know, use the root key of the chord we're in. Just put it that way. Very hard to explain, but it just harmonizes so much better. So that's why here this works. We can also go to the G sharp, which sounds good, but it's up to you to decide. You can even choose the C sharp if you want. Now, if you want to start on a note that is not stable, what that means is it doesn't belong to the chord you're in, you can do that as long as the next note you play is stable. The problem with these kind of tracks is if you have a big gap between them, it doesn't work because it sounds weird. And then you get the moment, but it takes too long for the that F is stable. So it's up to you. If you like that, cool, but I'm going to go with that G sharp. Dun. Dun, 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 and maybe go work our way up. It's starting to sound like tropical house. I can't dun 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 dun. I think that will sound good. This one doesn't sound that great there because we're pretty much hitting it on an unstable note. So here we could play a C, a G sharp again, whatever, you know, we want. Dun dun dun. Here we have that G sharp, that D sharp, that C sharp. Let's try a D sharp. Da, da, da. Maybe D sharp instead of C. Let's try that. That sounds so off right there. That's not working there. So maybe leave it at the G sharp. We do have that option. This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. It's all good. We're going to work through. Oh, I like that. Dun. Dun, 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 dun. Nah, that's too forced. And then here maybe, let's try, fuck, this is a hard one. maybe if we go to the D sharp. That C maybe. Maybe go from here down. This is too low. I don't like that shot here. Maybe an A sharp. There we go. That's not so much. There we go. That one just sounds good now. There we go. That note is still bothering me like a bitch. Maybe double A. This is like the problems, man. Maybe we could do fuck. We gotta try different things out here. Dun, dun, dun. Maybe here. There we go. I think that's. Let's try that, and then I'm gonna duplicate that there. We're gonna add it also to the top one. Might as well, right? Maybe one more up. We're gonna lower the volume on this, so it doesn't clip coming out of serum. We're gonna EQ it now, so that it kind of makes a bit more sense balance-wise. And then here, I don't like the I think I want this to go down to a C sharp or maybe F G sharp. I think that'll sound so much better. Yeah, so much better. All right, so here what we're gonna do is F here, so we have to move this now, and that will give us a chance to add more melodies. So as you guys can see, as we move along through this, we're adding all these changes. We start to make a track, and it does require a bit of work, as you guys can see. You know, I haven't rehearsed any of this. I'm trying my best as we move along. Hopefully I edit it so it's faster for you guys, but you kind of see the more we move along, we start to add these touches, do it smart, a little bit of music theory here and there to help us out, and we start to get something that sounds decently good in, I don't know, 15 minutes. All right, so what we're gonna do here is F, the G sharp there, that would be like a C maybe. Yeah, and then this guy would be fucking G sharp there. There we go. That sounds so good right there. Yo, I just want to add a motherfucking like beautiful ass vocal on this, but what I'm gonna have to do is just add a pad. I want a damn pad and there's some strings, man. Make it more beautiful. Okay, so what we're gonna do is go here and we're gonna add an FX or something like a Nora and Pure. That's not the whale, man. Yeah, we're gonna add that there. And then we're gonna add it here. Oh, the whale's out, bro. Anyways, the whale. I'm gonna add that damn whale, man, and then I'm gonna find a vocal, guys, and I'm just gonna add it right now so you guys can hear it with it. All right, guys, so I added the vocal, and I don't know, I haven't mixed it in. I'm not gonna mix it in, but I'm gonna add it so you guys can see how much fuller it sounds when we add that vocal. That's why I hate this genre and I love it. I hate it because you need a good vocalist, and using sample pack vocals, they're all fucking used. But at the same time, you know, it is really fun to make this if you're a very melodic person and you just want to make simple music that is fun to make. Doesn't require that much crazy stuff, but it's definitely fun to listen to. I really enjoy this genre. Super simple to get into, but very hard to master. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the greatest at it, like you guys know, but hopefully this helps get you guys started. And if you guys really like it, hopefully you dive deeper into it, experiment here and there to get like unique stuff going, you know, creativity and all that. But with that being said, guys, this is the end of the tutorial. This is how the vocal sounds with it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I worked my ass off all day just trying to get this to sound kind of clean, and at the end of the day, all I really needed to do was use simple plucks rather than going for very complex ones. Anyways, you guys take care. Hopefully this helps, and I haven't mixed or mastered, but it sounds decent. I imagine with a master how it would sound like, but here we go.
wanna rock it too.